Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is Jeremiah Jennings, your host for another Friday show. Hope you guys are doing well. Changing up a little bit today. I am going to do a little something I've never done before. We're in the truck, riding around, and I am actively installing Christmas lights. We are getting our last push in here before the weekend. The first week of December, because that is usually the last week after Thanksgiving, or the first week after Thanksgiving. People usually don't want anything up after that. So we're trying to get our last ones in here, and we're rocking and rolling just one at a time. But I wanted to talk a little bit while I'm in the truck riding around, just like what I'm thinking through the day, a day in the life, riding in the truck, job to job, what's happening, and just kind of like walk you through a day in the audio version. So, a lot of people do video vlogs and things and post them. This is going to be an audio something. I don't know, audio log. Take the V out. But anyway, we just finished up this one, and it was a good one. It was hit hours on it really good. I'm torn on what I think the best size of crew is for Christmas lights. 3 is awesome. 4, I think there's a little too much standing around. If you're using 3, you got to have 3 that are like really rocking and rolling. They know what to do. They're not standing around with their hands in their pockets. They got to be actually moving, helping out where they can when things need to get done. Just going ahead and doing them ahead of time. And so that's whether that's cleaning out the box or our pack out. Our pack out gets just trashed every day just about. So cleaning that thing out, organizing that in between while somebody's on the roof or holding the lights out, whatever it is, it's getting some type of system and process in place for that. I think what we're doing today, we got 4 people on. And it's good, but we just have one person that's not fully utilized. So 3, I think, is the best to me. 2, you can do it. You can get stuff done with 2. You can't move near as fast. 3 people, you got somebody like running your zip lines, getting everything plugged in while you're already building and installing. So that makes things a lot faster. I personally would rather run 3, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're on to the next one. We've got 2 more today, and 2 more that have to be done today. And then we got 2 or 3 more in the coming days. So trying to get everything finished up. It is the last push. We had one job go really south on Monday. We didn't have a ladder, and that we thought was the estimate the house did not look that big in the picture. We ended up having to use a 40-foot ladder fully extended to get up there, and we were still having to reach for it. So that messes up big time. It was a little bit further than what we would normally travel. So we got there, we started working, and then we couldn't freaking get up there with the ladder. So we lost almost a whole day on Monday just because the drive time, the ladder not working. We got one install done later that day, but that was it. And so we're making ground up from that. Guys finished that yesterday. Today is Wednesday when I'm recording this, and we're rocking and rolling. When you hear it on Friday, we've got, hopefully we're off on Friday. Hopefully we're going to get our last bit done here, have a true 4-day work week like we always shoot for. But it's just where we're at in business. We really need to jump up to 3 crews in the springtime. We have too much work to get it done in 4 days with 2 people or with 2 crews, and so we're just right there on the edge trying to figure it out, trying to keep busting out work the best way we can, and just learning along the way. So a lot of things that we have to change and implement, efficiencies that we have to get put in place to fix a lot of things. But I'm excited for 2025, excited for the future, excited for just the next couple of weeks, like getting this stuff implemented. So coming back straight in from Detroit and getting to work and we're just taking it one day at a time the best we can. But anyway, we'll come back and I'll catch up with you here in just a minute. I'm on the way to do another estimate for a Christmas light. This is pretty late, but it's actually on our way. It worked. We're downtown, and I'm driving right by the house, so I was like, well, that's sick. So we can just go get some eyes on this one. Hopefully get one more sale in here to the end, and keep adding the stats to end the year, and hopefully finish really strong. But I'll catch up with you here when I get back in the truck, and we'll just rock and roll from there. All right, this is the end of day on Wednesday. Ended up having a good rest of the day. We ended up getting 4 installs done today, which was awesome. That was a big need for today. We were so behind and got those done. Very, very thankful to have those done. So we got 2 or 3, 4 more to end the week. I don't remember. But we're rocking and rolling. We're making good progress. Everything went smooth. We're reusing a couple lights from some houses that didn't renew, so that's always a good thing. That's also part of our leasing option. That's why we do that. Like, the customers aren't in a contract with us. Usually everyone is going to renew, but there are a few that don't renew sometimes. But because we lease, I pay for the material in the first year. I make profit the first year, but I make more profit in years to come because our price doesn't change, and we own the material still. We don't sell our material. Our price doesn't drop. So the benefit to that is when someone doesn't renew, like this situation, we're able to reuse lights and essentially build them out twice, because we've already built them out for the original install, and now we're going to build them out again. So there's benefit to that. The lights are, they're going to last a long time. We store them all the same way. They just chose not to renew this year, so that's fine. I usually don't reuse lights on a first year non-renewal. It's got to be their second year for me to use those lights, because on the off chance they come back in year 2 and be like, I want to do it again this year, then you don't have to recut and rebuild everything. So usually you can make most of them work. Today we were blessed. They actually fit really well. One house fit another house almost perfect. A few cuts here and there, but we're able to reuse all the bulbs. Even the beauty of it being so customizable is, like, even when you have extra things, you can still use all the bulbs, get all of the you can still reuse everything. You take all the bulbs and the clips out, reuse those, and you can throw your socket wire away. That socket wire is cheap. It's just the cheapest part of the install. So we'll save the bulbs. If we have extra from an install, then we'll just save the bulbs and the clips, and we'll cut the wire, and we'll reuse those bulbs and clips somewhere else. So yeah, it is a good day today. We got another one to go tomorrow, but I'm excited to get her finished up, get the season behind us, because we got some landscaping to do, and we do not need to fall behind on that any more than we already have. So we got leaf cleanups, we got landscaping. You know how it all goes. It's just the joys of growing a business, right? Joys of staffing, going into a winter where we slow down, keeping payroll covered, all those things. So figuring out as we go. Taking you along with us here literally today for a little ride along. Come back, you don't have to come back. I'll come back tomorrow, talk through a little bit of what we got going on during the day tomorrow, and hope you enjoy it. So let's catch up. Let's move on into Thursday. Back again. We are here Friday morning, about halfway through the day here. Wanted to hop on and continue our show of day in the life, riding around in the truck as we install Christmas lights. We had a busy day this morning, putting up one that was a little further out of our service area than we usually would go, but we did it this time, and so that's just, I don't know, part of the grind, part of the hustle, part of the growth process, I guess. Lighting, you have a little more leeway just because it's such a higher ticket than just going out and doing a $40 mow. So anyway, we did that, and that was a prime example of why you have to be able to handle customers, and you have to be able to handle customer service, and you have to be able to read people. So I wasn't out there on this job to start the day. I had a meeting this morning. I sent the guys to get started. I knew this lady had a lot of questions. She asked a lot. She had to be there. She took off work to be there. So I knew we were already heading down that path of, like, okay, this is going to be a pretty intensive process. She's going to ask a lot, probably sit there and watch us. Turns out her husband was the one that, or her boyfriend was the one that was going to do that. So I don't know why necessarily she had to be there, but anyway, her husband was there, and he sat there and watched the entire thing. But to get started, they this is also why you have everything in writing, right? This is why you have everything in writing. Your estimates should all be very well, have a very good description. If you're doing Christmas lights, it's best to have a design attached to it. This one did not have a design, but it was very clearly written what we were going to be doing. So anyway, they thought we were going to do up the gables and across the top. And that's what she had in her mind. That's what she was telling him. Well, we got there and we were like, no, we're just doing the front gutter line. He wasn't happy about that. He was just a good old boy. He was a nice dude. He's a nice dude, owns his own company. But, it's just one of those things you're kind of annoyed. Like, we're paying this much in their mind. This is the customer, right? We're paying this much and this is all we get. They just truly don't understand the cost behind it all and how much this material costs using commercial grade professional material. But he was a little unhappy, so they were trying to call me. The guys were in the meeting. I said, look, I'm coming. I'll call them when I get out. So I talked him through it. He was like, well, how much is it to add this on, add that on? Clearly just a little flustered. So I said, you know what, I'm on the way. We'll talk over it. I'll give you some pricing when we get there, and we'll see what we can do. So I get there, and we talk through everything and tell them what it would be. It was going to be like an additional $1,000. Like they were wanting to add like almost 200 feet of lights in here. It was going to be a lot of money and a lot more material used and time. So that's what they were wanting to do. And I told him that, and he was flustered, right? No, we're not doing that. We don't have the money for that. He went inside, obviously talked to his girlfriend and explained the situation. And so I could just feel the tension, right? Like you know it when you're there. He was not rude. He wasn't mean. He didn't cuss us out. He wasn't anything like that. He was annoyed. He was annoyed with it because he thought he was getting something more. Whereas in the description, like I said, I was very clear with him. I said, look, I don't want you to think I'm trying to rip you a new one or steal from you. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. It was all clearly written out in the description. The description clearly said this is going to include the front of house gutter line. We're going to wrap the lights. We're going to wrap the poles and the handrails and mini lights. And I even went as far to say, if you want to add on the ridge line or the gables, let me know, and we can address that and give you a better estimate. So, like, it was very, very plainly written out what we were doing. She just didn't communicate that to him, and she was expecting more, so she didn't take the time to read it, I guess, is what happened. But anyway, so they're flustered, and he goes in, gets a check, writes it, very flustered, obviously. He has some time to cool off. Somebody else comes, and he was talking with them, and by the end of the thing, like, I just went above and beyond, right? Like, very nice, very talk. He liked to talk about the things that he enjoyed doing, the work that he did, the things he did. He liked talking about that, as all humans do. They enjoy talking about the things that they like doing. So I was encouraging that. I was asking questions about his life, what he did, where he grew up, all the things, where he lives. So getting that conversation going again, and then before we went to leave, I said, look, I don't mind, and because of the music, like the confusion here, we will add on this one end of the house. This was the main point that was visible by the road. Now, which is what they wanted, right? They wanted the people on the road to see it. That's what everybody wants, like, to show off your home. The main part that was visible, I said, look, we'll add on this gable. We'll go up and down the back. It was an extra 20 lights, whatever, $40, whatever the cost of material is. We'll add this in. It's not a big deal. It took an extra 15 minutes. And we'll add it. Hopefully it'll make her happy. And he was like, yeah, she'll be happy about that. So, like, I won him back over by going that little extra mile and just saying, you know what, look, we can't do this whole thing. That's impossible. But we'll add this in. We won't charge you anymore. And I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, all this is while I'm talking to him, kind of like nurturing the conversation along, asking him about himself, about what he does, all the things. And so it ended up being good. Like, he may end up doing some work for me. Like I said, he owns his own company. He installs septic systems. And so we may end up using him when we build a shop. I was like, you know what, I'm going to get your number. I'm going to hold on to it. And he's like, by the end of it, we shook hands. And he was, yeah, man, anytime, let me know. Like, if I can help you through any of it, let me know. Try to avoid some pitfalls with the health department, some things you can do to avoid getting in too deep. And so it was just like, we ended it on a high note. He was happy. I was happy. She'll be happy. Everything's lit up. And so next year, I was like, yeah, man, next year we can add it on. He was like, yeah, next year we'll probably add it in, and we'll get it earlier in the year, and so on. He understood it was a little late. So all is well that ends well, right? But, like, the only way that ends well is if I have some human skills and learn how to deal with people just a little bit. And it's not to toot my own horn, not to brag on me. It's just to say, like, if you're going to be in this business, if you're going to grow this business and you're going to deal and serve people, you have to know how to read them. You have to know how to handle a conversation, how to guide it, how to make sure the customer is always satisfied to the best of your ability. It's not always going to happen 100%, but you want to do your very best to make it happen. So, quick little story. That was kind of what happened this morning. Went out, had to finish up one we did yesterday. I looked at the design wrong, and we left half of it unfinished. So that was on me, but went and knocked that out. Now we're going to go get some lunch and move on with the rest of the day. But just wanted to come on and tell about that story. Wanted to be like, look, this is a perfect real-life example. You can grow your business. You just have to know how to handle people. And so I hope that you are learning that day to day, figuring out as you go. But yeah, that is kind of the midday update here as I'm in the truck riding down the road to the next one. We might hop on and do one more session here to close it out. But thanks for listening to this portion. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up this show. That is our last segment. We ended up having a good day on Thursday, got a lot done, and I am excited to be coming to the close of Christmas lights. I think we're going to have a few stragglers come in here early next week, but for the most part, we are wrapping it up. And it's been a good year. It's been a good install season. We'll probably talk a little bit more in depth next week on what the season looked like and kind of how it played out for us. We didn't renew quite a few. There was more that didn't renew than what I expected, but it is what it is. We gained a lot of new ones, spent some serious money, in my eyes at least, on marketing to get those clients and played out. We've still got to do final numbers to figure out our ROAS and what we actually profited on the lights and everything versus what we spent in marketing, what the cost of acquisition was, and all of that. So it was a good year though. Like I said, we're finalizing next week. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Just a little ride along, right? Over 2 days in the truck, job to job, real life of what's happening. Nothing crazy, nothing special. Just literally day to day of like a lawn and landscape business owner trying to grow out in the field for lights this year. Hopefully this is the last year that I'm totally I have to be there. And the guys did a few on their own, but I needed to be there for the majority of them this year. So hopefully that's the last time. We will get proper training in place and be ready to rock and roll even better and harder next season. But that's gonna wrap it up for a quick Friday show here. Hope you had a great week. I know our shows lately have been a little shorter, a little more off the cuff. I've been thrown back into the field a lot just with Christmas lights and things. Life's been crazy, so I don't ever want to stop the content, but I just want to give you the real, right, of what's actually going on. And it's not always going to be polished. It's not always going to be like super formal. And that's what it's been recently. So I hope you can appreciate that to some extent. If they haven't been your favorite shows recently, come back, hang with us. We're going to get some more guest interviews in here and get rock and rolling as we go into winter. And we're going to talk about really setting yourself up for success in 2025, getting budgets built, getting things in place to help you grow your company in the springtime, because I know you guys are doing snow right now. You already should really start looking at springtime and what you can be doing. Stay a season ahead at all times. It's the same principle as us starting Christmas light advertising in August, and we don't start installing until October. So it's one of the things that you just got to stay a season ahead as you grow your company and figure it out day by day. That's what we're doing here on the Growing Green podcast in Growing Green Landscapes as we try to grow and share with all of you along the way. But I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend, my friends. Come back and see us or listen to us here on Monday with another Marriage Monday with Savannah and I, talking through how our marriage is growing, how our business is growing, how our family is growing, and all the things that go along with that. But without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.